And this is the Euston train, as you can see. Very, very busy. Welcome to Partickhill Station, and if you are a subscriber, thanks for dropping by again, and for any new viewers, I really appreciate you dropping by today. It's Charlie again. There's a couple of things I'd like to show you today, and we'll start off with a new coffee mug from Faz Model Railways. I was over visiting Faisal yesterday to see what you had in stock, and I actually had placed an order with him that if you could find a couple of things for me, I'd appreciate it. So let's have a look. So I got this nice bag from Faisal with his company logo on it. A nice touch. So let's just have a look and see what I managed to find yesterday. Now the first one out of the bag is this Mark 1 composite blue-grey livery, the intercity service, and this will go with my motor rail train that I'm building, and you've seen that, and I will show it again. So that was a good purchase. No box, but clean, everything's there in good working order. Now the next thing coming up is the container flat with P&O metal box and the Royal Mail parcel service. Now I think this is a Lima wagon, and it's in excellent condition. The wheels are clean, everything is there, and I have a train of containers that you may have seen, and we'll run that later, but that was another good find from Faisal. The Plate Layer Society train show is on at the end of the month. I'm hoping to be around at that time, and I'll be going there with a little shopping list. Hopefully I'll find a few things. Well, let's see what else is here. So more containers, Containerway and Pickfords, and once again, excellent condition. Everything's there, clean, no problems, and I think that is also a Lima product. So that's what I had on order with Faisal. But I was thinking, I don't have a coal train, so I had a look around, and sure enough, I was able to find some coal wagons. The 16-ton variation, and that one there is that's a Triang, and that too is a Triang, and all the parts are there. They're clean, no problems, and this one's a 12-ton, and that's a Triang too. These are kind of weighted, might be a metal frame. I know that one of them is plastic. And that's another 16 or 18 ton. Once again, nice condition. There you go. So I got 5 coal wagons, and I will add coal to them, and that will make a nice coal train. But yeah, if you live in Ontario or are passing through, make a point of getting to Taves Model Railway store north of Toronto. You'll find something there that you might have been looking for some time. So another thing that I'd like to show you is my local works that I scratch built. Now, if you're not familiar with the story on this, I'd been in Glasgow last year, and I went to the Sentinel building over at Palmadie, and I took a number of photographs of the building because I want to try and scratch build it. It's concrete construction, very large building, but we'll see how it goes. I haven't begun that process yet, but while I was there, I took measurements of the local works, which is attached to the Sentinel building, and I thought, well, I'll do some sketches and get some dimensions, and I'll have a go at building it. So, you know, I counted the number of bricks, and I paced out the length and measured what I could. Now, it's not an exact replica. I did my own thing with the doors. You know, I made this door in 2 halves, and the other one could be a sliding door inside. So, you know, I may put a drain pipe in here and an electrical box somewhere, some wiring on it, but yeah, there you go. That was easy to build from basically mat board, which isn't the easiest to cut, but sharp knife, take your time, and you'll get through it, as they say. But I'm very happy with the way that turned out. The only problem is that where am I going to put it? Let's just have a look. Now that might be a good location for it, but I may have to rearrange the storage of these locos in here because theoretically the locos are supposed to go straight in, so I may have to come up with an alternate location for that, and I'm not quite sure where it's going to be finally placed, but very happy with the way it fits in there. So there's a few other things that I'm trying to get underway, and we'll be working on them in the coming weeks. And just like to bring up the topic of views and subscribers and sharing, etc. Now, I notice that not everyone gives me the big thumbs up, not everyone leaves a comment, and I'm not really sure about how often the videos get shared, but just like to reiterate, it doesn't cost anything, only takes a second to push that button and to share or like, and I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out on that. I'm trying to reach 4,000 watch hours, and I'm short by about 900 hours. and I'm just wondering what it's going to take to get me over that hump. It's taken a long time to get here, so I really can't gauge how much longer it will take until I get those 4,000 watchers, but you can certainly help the channel by pressing that button and watching the videos and sharing them. That's a really big thing. So let's get on to running some of these trains and see what I'm trying to build. You might remember seeing a video I made about making your own line side cable trunking. This is made out of plastic styrene sheets and sections, and you know, I made some of them loose so that we could expose the cables as if it was maybe under repair or needing attention. Anyway, there's another way of doing this, and I'll show you that now. So this is another way of doing the line side trunking for keeping the cables in. Now, you may have seen Charlie Bishop demonstrate how he did it, and he was using a strut tube, I think it was, but there is another material, and that is the polystyrene evergreen, which is readily available in, at least in North America, in many or most hobby shops. Now, Charlie was using a 1/8 square tube, and I've got that. I'll just open it up here, give you an idea what it looks like. So there's the 1/8. I already had 3/16, and then there is a quarter square tube. So you can see the difference in the sizes right there. 1/8 is pretty small. you know, I might be tempted to use the 3/16s. Seems as if it might be a more suitable size, but if you're in a very busy area, you might want to think about using the quarter square. Okay, you know, it's up to you to have a look, first of all, to see prototypically what is being installed in the lines in your area, or if you know this size here fits, or the 1/8 size fits better. You make your own decision. You know, if you look back at the ones I did on the layout at the station, I used a channel section and, you know, cut strips of flat styrene to put over the top of the channel section, and that looked okay. So it's up to the individual, but I just thought I'd like you see, you know, what is available from Evergreen, and at that time it was $3.49 for this, and that was for 2 sections of this length. The 1/8, see, interesting, look at the change in the price, $6.25 for 3 pieces of the 1/8, and that's item number 252, and I should have said item 254 is a 1/4 inch, and the 3/16s, I'm not sure which one that is, but you know what Charlie did was he marked it up in 10mm lengths and then cut through it to make it look as if it was you know, different cover plates. And I'll do that and get it out in the track after I paint it and weather it. But yeah, there are options out there, and you know, that was good. Charlie showed his way, and you can compare that with what I did with the ones that I made myself, that I scratch built, and you know, whichever one I choose here, you know, it might be to your liking or maybe not. Anyway, I hope that is useful. And you know, coming up in the Toronto area is this annual Model Railroad flea market, and I've been here before the last couple of years. I missed last year, but I was here the year before and picked up a few things. I'll probably go to that if I'm in town. Okay, let's move on. There, I guess this is given the desired results. You know, each segment being 1 meter, 3 foot 3 3/8, or 12mm. Yeah. I'll just clean it up a little bit, sand it off, and then I'll paint it. I just gave it a quick coat of Company Grey, which is from the War Paints Fanatic line, and looks pretty good. I'll let that dry and then I'll apply a little bit of weathering. I'm going to try a couple of different shades. I've got black, Seraphine Sepia, and Eshin Grey. So I'll maybe try the Eshin Grey. See how that is. Now, this is a stippling effect with this nice brush that I got. If it doesn't work out, you can always go back over it again. And you can see how it works there. And maybe try this Seraphim Sepia. It's kind of different. And I cut that to extend it. It looks quite good. And I think this will do. It's got some nice weathering there, as you can see. And once it's put in among the ballast, it'll look just perfect. What do you think? I've just started a process of weathering this coal wagon, and I've given it a very light wash of black. Watered it down with isopropyl alcohol, but it looks pretty good for a beginning. I'll go in with some other colours, brown and yellow, orange, to try and pull something out from it, but I think that looks okay, and maybe add in a bit of weathering powders. The black paint is dried, and I've taken a little piece of foam with some brown paint on it, and I'm just going to dab a little around, give it that sort of rusted look. Yeah, just got to make sure that you can see all this. Mind you, I'm looking down on top of it. Just get some paint on it and then dab it off on a piece of paper, and then you can go in and just lightly dab away. Now, as I said, there are a million ways to do this, and probably a million videos on how you might do it. It's just the way that I'm doing it. Doesn't mean it's the right way, it's just another way. Always remember to dab it off first so that you don't end up putting a big glob of like that there, so just be careful you don't get too much on there. And it's just random. Well, you know where it's going to rust most of the time. There's a clean one, it just arrived. You can weather it as much as you want or as little as you want. It's up to you. It's your railway, and do it your way. Well, I'm not sure if this is going to work. I think this paint's dried out, but I'm just going to put a little dab in there. So that doesn't look too bad. It's not overdone. I'll see if there's any weathering powders that might be suitable for this, but I think we'll leave that as it is. And then move on to the next part of it, and that is putting coal in all but one of these wagons. Now I have these Tamiya weathering powders, and there's some there rust, and I'm going to see what effect I can get with these. I'll just take this one and rub it on here. Just a bit of light weathering with this. So I'll let that set in, and then I will seal it, and by that time the coal should have set. Yeah, just got to make sure that you can see all this. Mind you, I'm looking down on top of it. Here's a clean one that just arrived. You can weather it as much as you want or as little as you want. It's up to you. It's your railway, and do it your way. So here are the coal wagons, weathered. And no two are the same. And here's one that just came into service. Brand new, clean, no rust. But this is what awaits it through time. Now, if you enjoyed this, please remember to give me the big thumbs up, share, and if you could, maybe subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. And now I'm going to be putting white glue and water mix into the wagon to solidify it and keep everything in place. It'll take a bit, a few hours to dry properly, and then I'll remove it and take away the plastic, and we'll have a perfect looking load. So I don't have to get into any great detail about this, as you probably know how to do it. So I'm just adding it in as a little bonus tip. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video and the variety of things that I demonstrated for you for the trains running. Moving forward, I'd like to demonstrate to you how I'm going to start approaching the construction of the Sentinel building in Glasgow at Palmadie. You may remember seeing a video that I made in Glasgow and that visit to that building. Now, since then, what I've done is I've tried to take some of the dimensions that I was able to take from the building and get them into a format where there would be 4mm to the foot. And to that end, I was able to come up with this architectural sketch that I generated through AI. And what I've been able to do is get all the dimensions you see here in a scale of 4mm to the foot, and that will enable me to start the construction of the building. Really excited about this because it's taken some time for me to be able to get to the point where I have this information that will enable me to start moving forward with the construction. Now, it's a pretty big building and it would take up a large space on one side of the layout, and I'm not sure if I'll do the full length of the building or half of it. That's a bridge I've yet to cross, but this is what I'll be working on in the coming weeks, and I'll share it with you as I move along with it. Anyway, once again, thanks very much for joining me today. Remember the big thumbs up, share and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you next time here at Partickhill Station. Bye for now.